Okay, we shall start the session. A very good morning to all the participants, faculty members, and our invited speakers. I welcome you on the fourth day of Advanced Research Methodology Workshop conducted by the Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management in collaboration with DST-funded Technology Enabling Centre. For today's session, we have Dr. B. Muthu Pandian. Sir will be having a session on non-parametric analysis, which will include software demo of Jamovi. And Dr. B. Muthu Pandian is an assistant professor working in the Department of Commerce in Central University of Tamil Nadu. He has also worked for 11 years in the Sikkim University, and Dr. Pandian has hold several number of degrees: MCom, MBA in Finance, MSc Psychology, MPhil, and PhD in Commerce, and also PG Diploma in Statistics and Research Methods and Computer Application. Dr. Pandian has received his doctoral degree from Pondicherry University, and his team, comprising of his doctoral research fellow and colleague, developed the innovation, a system for generating a composite risk index CRI for financial markets, which earned them international recognition through gaining of a German patent. And Dr. Pandian is also a co-author of a book called Statistical Methods for Practice and Research, a guide to data analysis using Jamovi. And Dr. Pandian proposed doctoral research proposal is titled on the role and application of blockchain technology for infusing transparency in the Indian real estate market. He has published about more than 25 articles in many reputed index and peer-reviewed journals. And he has also served as more than 100 plus resource person in various special invited lecture series. Prior to his academic position, he worked as a center coordinator for professional training, a technical training development at Division of Micro-Village Network Solution Private Limited, Bangalore. Above all, he also acts as a tele-ERP customizer as well as conducting MS Excel corporate training as a freelancer. May I now invite Dr. Pandian to take over the session.
Thank you, Jacob, as a detailed intro about me. Thank you so much. I aware about those all groups combine of different domains, different disciplines. Is it right? How many of you have aware about the quantitative and I want to know that what is a major portion, quantitative or qualitative research, guys, in sociology? Okay, I feel in an equal strength. Shall we begin with that? Shall we begin with that little theoretical component? Because I'm not aware about what they have some idea about that data, different types of data series and other thing. And I hope you all install the Jamovi in your mission. Is it right? Those done, please. Yeah, fine. Those completed, please sign up. So that fine. And do you got that Excel file with you all? Along with that, I shared one Excel file what we are doing for a practice today. You got that Excel file? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Well, yes, fine. So in this, before that, we will just know that what are the suitability of analysis, what type of analysis we can use it, that we will discuss a little bit. Then we can proceed further, a demonstration of that all particular softwares, all particular that analysis in the Jamovi software. Okay. Before beginning this theoretical prospect, you have any query for the installation of Jamovi? Everyone is successfully installed. Anyone is having stuck up? Please inform me, then I will help you before we are beginning with that. Because ultimate aim of this program is a hands-on training. You have to explore that software as well as that how to do that. I hope many of you have a exposure already in the SPSS, how to download the file into SPSS, and how to code it. Coding, basic coding of SPSS. I hope you may all are aware about it. Is it right? Kindly confirm the participants. You may have aware about that. Yes, fine. Thank you. Thank you. I'm able to share my screen. Permission is there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to share the screen. Kindly confirm whether my screen is visible or not.
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope my slide is fully visible to you all. Is it right? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. It's visible.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So this is all about my affiliation details and other things. And in this session, what we are going to talk about is what are the different types of data are there, and then what is the appropriate descriptive statistics. I hope still they are not started. That's why I will land up with the descriptive statistics. Then we will go for the inferential techniques of our analysis. So these are all our learning outcome of this sessions. So we can talk about the data. What does mean by a data? Data means it's a data you don't think about. This must be a numerical. It may be any form nowadays. It may be even a audio file, even a video file. That's also a data, and that is called a metadata and other thing. So these all will be a data nowadays. So we have to process it. So these are all the data hierarchy, architecture, how the data are processed, and we will achieve our requirements. And generally, generally you can see here, this is the way you can create your data set. So whatever you stored in a column, it's called a variable. And whatever that records you are creating, that is generally we call the individual information about that various variable, that is called as a record in a computer term. When it comes to the statistical part, they may call it as a sample. So sample details relating to the various variable. So altogether, the set of variables and then records collectively called as a data set. Collectively called as a data set. Okay, fine. So when we talk about the variable, different types of variables will be there. Variable will be classified in a various way. For my presentation, I classified the variable like this, based on the measurement, based on the observation. Based on the observation, we may have two types. One is what we call observed variable. Another one is what we call as a computed variable. What is meant by observed variable? Observed variable means the variable we are directly observed from the samples. Variable directly observed from the samples. Computed variable means based on the observed variable, we are doing a small calculation and we generate the value means that is what they called as a compute variable. I hope you may aware about that. BMI, body mass index. If you want to calculate the body mass index, you require your height, weight. Okay. So what I will do is I'm collecting the sample height, weight. Okay, and their age. These three factors I am collecting based on this three observed information: age, weight, height. I'm going to calculate their body mass index, BMI, for every observation. That BMI is a computed variable because we are not directly observe the BMI index from the participant or our samples. We are computing with the help of observed variables of the variable, observed variables of the sample called weight, and age. That's why this is the examples of observed variable and computed variable. And other kind of classification is based on the measurement. It's called a categorical variable or a numerical variable. So obviously you may know that. What is a categorical variable? It is in a qualitative in nature. It just helps for a categorizing. For example, textual information, your gender, religion, your locality. These are all generally comes under a categorical variable. And what are the information you are collecting from the sample in a numerical form? In a numerical form, that will be called a numerical variable. That I hope you may aware about that. So all the numerical variables are not a numerical variable. This caution I want to mention here. For example, if you can take your shoe size or your slipper size, footwear size, it will also a numerical form, but it is exactly not a numerical variable. It is a categorical variable. Sir, how do you say that? You tell that all the numerical form, whatever you collected, that is called a numerical variable. Yes, I said, but also with a caution, all the numerical observations are not at all called a numerical variable. There is a caution related to this example. It's called a footwear size. Generally, it mentions a number, but you collect the numerical value, but it's not at all a numerical data, because further we are not going any numerical operation over that number. That numbers, for example, your footwear size is 6, 7, 8. This help you to categorize purpose, classification purpose only. We are not going to do any computation over the variable, addition, subtraction, or multiplication. These type of things we are not going to apply in that footwear size. That's why that variable is not at all called a numerical variable. It will be, even though it is in a number, it will be considered as a categorical variable. Similarly, you can categorize further. The variable will be into that qualitative variable, and then quantitative variable, and then categorical variable. When it comes to the quantitative variable, it's a numerical variable. It's called a continuous variable and discrete variable. Continuous variable means the variable will allow a decimal fractions. Decimals will be allowed. Is a range of values. Whereas in a discrete variable, it is a without decimal. For example, certain things we cannot measure with the help of decimals. For example, how many cars do you have? How many houses you possess? Okay, how many child do you have? These are all we cannot express in a decimal form. Okay, so these are all generally we may called as a discrete variable. And then when it comes to the continuous variable, what is your salary? What is your height? What is your weight? These are all will be observed with the help of decimal points also. That's why it is called a continuous variable. When it comes to the other category, that is called a categorical variable, it will be furtherly divided into two categories: ordinal variable and nominal variable. Finally, it will come to the binary, that is a yes or no type of question. Two options, equal weight. That is what they called as a binary operation, binary variable. Ordinal and nominal, it's very important. Ordinal variable, nominal variable. According to the SPSS, you may study about that. Classification, measurement of the variable, three classification: nominal variable, ordinal variable, and this continuous and discrete, generally they may call it as a scale variable. Okay, generally called as a scale variable. What is a nominal variable here? Nominal variable means is a qualitative, is a categorical variable. Is just there is no order between. For example, male and female. Male is greater, female is smaller or lesser. Like this type of conceptuals are not there. Both are considered as equal. Okay, it's just for a nominal name shake. We are giving that some numbers. Okay, that's why it is a nominal variable. Here there is no more order. Order is not important. Okay, both are equal. Likewise, if you are community, we can talk about key, a general, OBC, SC, ST. These all are equal. There is no more discrimination, or there is no more level or ordering is not exist in between that. There is that type of classifications are called as nominal variable. When it comes to the ordinal variable, this is also a classified variable only, classification variable only. Whereas here order is very important. Example, your shirt size, small, large, small, medium, XL, large, XL, double XL kind of thing. So this is a classification. Here you can categorize it, you can level it. For example, there is having some difference. Order is there. Small means it's a very small size. Medium means little bigger than small. And then large means it's little bigger than the medium. XL means it's bigger than the, what do we call, large. Like that, we can order it. Similarly, our designation, assistant professor, associate professor, professor, senior professor, these are also the categorical variable. But even though ordering is possible, when this type of ordering is possible, that is they called as ordinal variable. I hope you make clear about this all aspects, because this is very, very important. First of all, you should know what is your variable. Second, you should aware about what type of measurement in that variable, because that will determine what kind of analysis you are going to perform. That will be going to determine what type of analysis or what kind of analysis you are going to do it. Is it clear, sir? Is it clear to all? Because I am in the reference screen, kindly help me. Is it okay for all?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So in this way, we will move further. The data set will be divided into different categories, in generally cross-sectional, time series, and pooled panel data set. Depends on the data set also, what type of analysis generally be used will be determined. For example, if you are using a cross-sectional data, that is generally the primary data. So what is a cross-sectional data? You are collecting a different sample from the same point of time. You are collecting a different samples or different sample observation in a same point of time. So you may ask the question, for example, during your primary survey, what you are doing? You are collecting various variables from the sample in the same point of time. So the data set will be called a cross-sectional data set. When you are having a cross-sectional data set, generally we can use a Jamavi or SPSS, these type of software we are using for our analysis. Similarly, only one observation, you are collecting a data according to time. That is what they called as time series data. For example, you take only one observation. For example, one particular company, because I belongs to the commerce department, so most of my examples will come from the commerce domain. Kindly bear with me. I try to give it in a all people understandable way, because I know you are all diversified groups. Okay, so you can take a one company in a different year, how much they earn the profit, or in a one particular company in a different years, what is their sales. You are collecting a data like this. This is generally they may call it as a secondary data. What you are doing is you are collecting a data about one sample, one particular sample, or one particular observing unit for the different point of time. For example, in 2010, what is their profit? 2011, what is their profit? 2012, what is their profit? Likewise, you can collect up to 2026, means this data set is called as a time series data. When it is a time series data, generally you may use a econometric analysis, okay, eViews, Grintel, this type of software you can use. When these two properties, for example, cross-sectional property, time series property, join together, that is they called as a pooled data or panel data. Based on that, if your data set is a pooled or panel data, for that you have to use a different software for the analysis entirely called as panel data analysis. Okay, so depends on your data set is also determined, okay, what type of data analysis tool you are going to use. So as a researcher, you should need a clarity over there, what type of data set we are going to use for your own analysis. Okay, so whether it's a cross-sectional or a time series or a pooled data set, because that will tell you what type of analysis you are going to perform. If it is a cross-sectional, you are going to use a statistical tools. If it's a time series, you are going to use a econometric tools. And if your data is a pooled data, depends on pooled data analytics, you are going to use. Okay, so these are all the different types of data set is emerged. So as a researcher, you should aware about what type of data set you are using. So I already explained to you, data set contain the different variables. The next step is, after you understand what type of data set you are using, then you have to identify what are the different variables do you have in the data set. In that particular variable, each and every variable, it comes under what kind of measurement. That will also you aware about. Okay, For example, if you are collecting one question in your questionnaire, immediately what you have to do is you are mapping that this particular question, what variable it's generate in that particular variable, it comes under what measurement. This clarity should be required before you are going to the data analytics. And generally, I will teach to my research scholars, this is the reverse engineering. Okay, so you have to do it in a reverse way. You have to do it in a reverse way. So I want to run this type of analysis. So this required this type of data set or this type of variables, and it belongs to this type of data set. So this way you have to think in a reverse manner, and you have to design your questionnaire. Questionnaire design itself in a separate session. I hope your coordinator may cover in some sessions, talks about that, how they effectively design a questionnaire also. Okay, so shall we move further? Shall we move further? I hope now you get some clarity about that. It's just a brush up section. It's not to be go in a deeper way for detailedly discussing about this all, because my agenda is entirely different. Is it right? Shall we move further?
Yes, sir.
Fine, thank you. And this is talks about that different types of diagrams, because nowadays in a research, data visualization is playing a very big role. So you may aware about this. If you want to take this a screenshot, even it is available in the internet also. I am also taking from the internet only. This shows what you can do is this chart will flow chart will giving a clarity over that. What type of chart you have to perform, what kind of analysis, what type of objective. First of all, you have to check whether what do you want to exhibit to your readers, whether you want to show the relationship between the variable. Then you have to go in your right hand side of this graph, sorry, left hand side of this graph. When you want to distribute, when you want to show the distribution of your data set, then you have to travel the right hand side of the graph. Similarly, you want to compare something, then you can go for the upside of this graph. That type of graph, that all graph will help you to make a comparison. And you want to make a composition, there is they called as a statistic condensation you are going to do, means compiling to the easy understanding. For that reason, you have to travel to the down of this graph. So I'm not going to explain in a detailed manner. As a researcher, you may aware about what kind of data what type of chart you are going to perform. So I can move further. Now we come up with the statistics. Generally, the statistics will be classified into two categories. One is a descriptive statistics. Another one is called inferential statistics. In a modern data analytics language, they may call it as an exploratory data analysis, data profiling, these type of decorative words they are using for descriptive statistics. Here, what we are going to talk about is we are trying to explore our data set, characteristics of the data set, characteristics of the data set. So what is the characteristics of the data set? For example, if you want to describe a person, if you want to describe a person, how do you describe a person? If you want to, anyone can please help me. If you want to describe some person, how do you describe? What are the physical attributes you can describe? If you want to describe some person, you want to show the identity of that particular person to other person. So how do you describe?
If the person is short or if the person is tall, what is
Okay.
his eye color, what is his skin color?
Okay, fine, very good. Similarly, the same way we are trying to describe our data. Trying to describe our data, that is what they call descriptive statistics. That is what they call descriptive statistics. That is called exploratory data analysis. You can see here, there are 4 description is very, very important. One is a central tendency. What is the mid value of our data? That is they called as a measure of central tendency. Second measure is called, second description is called dispersion. What is a dispersion? How the every observation deviated from the central value. Deviated from the central value. That is they called as a measure of dispersion. Measure of dispersion. Okay, there is a second category you want, second characteristics you want to describe about the data. Third thing is talking about the shape of the distribution. Talking about the shape of the distribution. Okay, when it comes to the person, you may talk about that whether he is a stout guy or a lean guy, like that you are discussing. Is it right? Similarly, you have to describe how the data is shaped, whether it left skewed or right skewed or symmetrical, like that you have to describe. That is the third description you want to give. And the fourth description is talking about the height of the person. Is it right? Similarly, the data ka height. Data series ka height. What is the height of the series? That is, they call it as a flatness and peakness of the curve. That is, they talk about that kurtosis. So when we talk about when you want to describe any kind of data series, you have to describe the 4 characteristics of the data series. That is what they call a central tendency. There is a central value of the data, dispersion of the data, how it was deviated from the central value, and what is their shape. That is talking about the skewness of the data, and talking about the height of the series. That is, they talk about that kurtosis of the data. So this 4 description you want to give. This 4 description you want to give if you want to describe the data. If you want to describe the data. Okay, so this is all about the descriptive statistics, and the descriptive statistics, or we may call it as an exploratory data analysis, is the precursor of any analysis. If you want to do any analysis, first of all, you have to describe your data with the help of exploratory data analysis. Exploratory data analysis. That is the precursor for proceeding any kind of analysis. Okay, so in that exploratory data analysis, you have to talk about this 4 characteristics of the data. And here, now the point is coming here. This is what they called us. So we know very well, we are having a different variable, different measurement of variable: nominal variable, ordinal variable, scale variable. Is it right? Is it right? So these are all the 3 measurement of variables, predominantly 3 measurements of variable. Is it right? Nominal variable, ordinal variable, scale variable. All this 3 measurement of variable, we want to do all the 4 characteristics. That is a real question, because still many people, what they does is, even the research papers, they describe all the 4 characteristics, for all type of measurement of variable, This is literally wrong in the statistical sense. You should not do like that. So what do you have to do? When your data is a nominal measurement, only the central tendency is allowed. In that tendency also, you should not calculate mean. You have to calculate only mode. When your variable is a nominal, you have to calculate mode. Okay? Measure of dispersion and measure shape and the flatness of the distribution is not at all applicable in the case of nominal data. Similarly, if you can come to the ordinal variable, when it is an ordinal variable, central tendency and dispersion is only possible to disclose it. Shape and flatness is not at all applicable. For the ordinal variable. Okay. When it comes to the central tendency, here for the ordinal variable, you have to use median, not mean. And then when it comes to the dispersion, you have to use the IQR, interquartile range or interquartile deviation. This only applicable. You should not apply as it is like that all. When it comes to the scale data, that is what we call the numerical data. Here only you can apply the 4 characteristics of the descriptive statistics: central tendency, dispersion, shape, and the flatness. Okay, here only applicable of mean, standard deviation. Till more further exemptions are there. I'm talking about in a general sense, so that's why I'm not going a much deeper here, because I am aware about here is a diversified group. Some of them, they are using very beginning level of statistics. That's why I will talk in the surface level and not dive into deeper. Is it right? Thank you for your understanding. You have any queries and questions up to here? Otherwise, shall we move?
No, sir, you can proceed, sir.
Thank you. When it come to the other part, of statistics is called inferential statistics. When it comes to the inferential statistics, there's a two broad areas are there. One is hypothesis testing and another one is estimation. When it comes to the hypothesis testing, it will be furtherly divided into test of means and test of relationship. These are all the very famous tests we used. Furthermore, test is also there. I'm not going to concentrate on this presentation. Fine. So when it comes to the hypothesis testing and estimation generally we are not going to much aware about that. We are using generally in the hypothesis testing. When it comes to the hypothesis testing, our predominant one is there. What type of hypothesis we are going to use? Okay, so there is a hypothesis, you know very well, null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Furtherly, it will be divided into a directional hypothesis and non-directional hypothesis is there. This is nothing but our one-tile test or two-tile test. When it comes to the non-directional means is a two-tile test. Directional hypothesis means a one-tile test. That's all. Nothing worry about it. You may study about that. What is a one-tile test and two-tile test? I hope this chart will help you to understand what is a one-tile test and two-tile test. Fine. And this is all about the decision. Please keep about that last passage or last paragraph of here. There is a p-value method that is more important. You want to understand p-value is greater than 0.5. P-value is greater than 0.5. What happened to our null hypothesis? What happened to our null hypothesis? If the p-value is greater than 0.05, there is a 5%. What happened to our null hypothesis? Because this based on that only whether we are rejecting the null hypothesis or accepting the null hypothesis is happening. So we can go with the practical examples. We can see furthermore. Okay. So you can see here, this is the tabular form. You can understand that when your scale variable you are having, you want to test only one univariate data. Okay. So you want to test, for example, sometime some bike companies, they are claiming our bike will give us 70 km per liter. Our bike will give a mileage of 70 km per liter. What type of test they will perform? How they come to this conclusion? 70 km per liter. How they are claiming like that? They are using a one sample test. They take 100 bikes, put a 1 liter of petrol, and they checked it, how much kilometer it comes. It generate the observation of 100. One data series will come and they will compare with that mileage of 70. Mileage of 70. That is a population mean is 70 and the sample ka one mean will come. The sample mean will compare with our population mean. Sample mean will compare with the population mean. There is no difference. Both are same means. They claim that their bikes are giving 70 km and an average 70 km per liter. This is the way they are claiming. For that they are using a one sample t-test. Here one classification is there, parametric test and non-parametric test. Exactly my topic today is talking about the non-parametric test. But until otherwise you are not aware about the parametric test, you don't know that where we are using a non-parametric test. So I take a few minutes of you here. I want to explain about that. What is a parametric test or what are the conditions are required to check the parametric test? Means what conditions are satisfied, we will go for a parametric test. Okay, if these conditions are unsatisfied or violating, then we will go automatically a non-parametric test. We don't have any choice. Okay, so what are the conditions we want to check? Many conditions are there. Very required condition means very few. That I will list out. Please mark it down. Very first one is data sample should be collected a probabilistic method of sampling. Data should be collected the probabilistic method of sampling. You may study it in a sample, probabilistic sampling, non-probabilistic sampling. Okay, so you may use the probabilistic sampling technique. Sample data you want to collect by using a probabilistic sampling technique. Okay, and the next one is the variable should be a normally distributed. Variable should be a normally distributed. And the third thing will be the data should be variance of the data. Variance of the data will be less or 0. Variance of the data should be less or 0. So these are all the important conditions. These are all the important conditions we want to check out whether we want to go for a parametric test or a non-parametric test. Whether if the first assumption, what I am telling about the probabilistic sampling. Probabilistic sampling, if you are collecting a large number of sampling, for example, you are going to collect a large number in the sample size. Obviously, it will follow the probabilistic distribution. That's why even though you are collecting a non-probability sampling, it reflecting the probability sampling technique. That's why it automatically adjusted. So we want to check two things. One is homogeneity of the data. Another one, normality of the data, and then homogeneity of the data. These two conditions are very, very important condition. Which side we want to travel, whether we are using a parametric test or a non-parametric test. If these two conditions are satisfied, for example, normality of the data and homogeneity of the data, we can perform the parametric test. If these two conditions, any one is violating, obviously you have to go for a non-parametric test. Okay. So this is the way how we can decide whether we are using a parametric or a non-parametric test. You can see here, this is talks about that hypothesis testing of mean differential analysis. There is a two types of test is there. There is a two types of test. Okay. So kindly refer me. You may aware about key dependent variable, independent variable. All right. You may aware about key a dependent variable, independent variable. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Dependent variable, independent variable. Anybody can tell me what is mean by dependent sample, independent sample? Or both are same? Dependent sample, dependent variable. Independent sample, independent variable. Both are same or both are different?
It's different, sir.
It's different. Yes. How it is different? How way it is different? What way it is different? Because I don't want to talk by myself alone. I need your interaction.
So independent variable may impact even without any other condition being sufficed.
Okay.
And for
Remind-
dependent variable, there must be some cause behind.
Okay. Yeah. Somewhat it little bit technical. Can you help me in a layman understanding? Everyone, because a different stream of peoples are here.
Say
Can write-
suppose, sir, we are talking about fever.
Ah.
So in that case, we have fever, that is a cause, and we take medicine that is dependent on the fact of being the person suffering from fever.
Okay.
So in that case, medicine is dependent on the cause of being a person in fever.
No, you are giving examples for a variable, dependent variable, independent
Yes, sir.
variable.
Yes, sir. I'm giving
No,
example for that only.
No. I want the example for dependent sample and independent sample. You consider both are same?
No, I'm not sure of it, so I cannot
Ah,
say
fine.
anything.
Fine. Thank you. I will explain it. Don't worry. I will.
Sir, hello.
Yes.
Sir, can we say that group of independent variable form a independent sample?
No, not like that.
Okay, sir.
Not like that. Can I explain? Yeah. Please, whether you please check it out. Dependent sample, independent sample. So kindly read in the visible slide in your right hand, in your left hand side. What is that? Data are collected from the different population in same point of time. Data are collected from the different population in the same point of time. For example, you are entering into your class in the classroom. Male students also there, female students also there. You just give one questionnaire. You just collect what is their performance, what is their mark last semester, what percentage they are getting. You're collecting a data. Here what happened? Male is a one population, female is another population. Okay, you are collecting a data from the different population in the same point of time. This is what they called as a independent sample. Why it's called an independent sample? The male responses will not lead to the female responses. Similarly, the female responses will not have a relation with the male responses. Is it right? Are you agree with me? Are you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
why
sir.
that samples are called as independent samples. When it comes to the right hand side of the diagram, you can see here data are collected from the same population in the different point of time. Same population in the different point of time. For example, the same class you are enter, before you are teaching a concept or before teaching a topic, you assess what is their knowledge. Then what you can do is, again you are after the class you are doing the same test. Assess here means here what happened, the same person before and after you are collecting a sample. This is what they call dependent sample. Why it called a dependent sample? Obviously some influence will be there, their previous response, before response and after response ka some relationship will always there. That's why this is what they called a dependent sample. When you are having a dependent sample, you may use a dependent test, dependent t-test. That is they called as paired t-test. You may heard about paired t-test. When it comes to this side, independent sample, if you have an independent sample, you want to use the test called independent t-test. Student t-test, sometimes they may call it independent t-test or student t-test. This will also applicable when you have only two groups, for example, male, female. Then only it is possible. When we have more than two groups, what I will do, sir? When my sample is a independent sample, that population having more than two groups, for example, I am given here rural, semi-urban and rural. This way, three classification is there, more than two classification. In that situation, you have to use the one-way ANOVA. For example, if you want to measure the performance of students coming from the different types of colleges, or otherwise different types of schools, government school, aided school, and private schools, or otherwise different board of exams, state board exams, CBSEs, ICSE students, is there any difference in their performance or not? You want to measure. So in that situation, this falls under the independent sample, and then we have to apply a one-way ANOVA because we are having more than two group of samples. Similarly, in the dependent sample, more than two group is there means we can use a one-way ANOVA without replication. That technique we are using. So fine all about this. Then we can move further. You can see here it is talking about the different population the same time, what type of dependent sample, independent sample. When the two group, more than two group, what type of equivalent non-parametric test we will use, I am showing here. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this. Same, later it will be helpful to understand what you want. And this is talks about the dependent sample mean. When it is a dependent sample, two group is there, what type of parametric we will use? Equally non-parametric is what that I am showing here. Similarly, more than two group in the dependent sample, what type of test we are using. I'm showing here. Fine. This is all about the last type of hypothesis testing. That is what they talk about, the relationship and association. When it comes to the relationship and association, we need a two variable. Without two variable, we can't do relationship testing or association testing. When both variables are the scale, generally we are using a correlation. That is a parametric test. When our two groups are nominal or interchangeable, nominal and ordinal, in that situation, we are using a chi-square test. And nowadays, we may have more than chi-square test, some more Kerma test that talks about the relationship also. Generally, the non-parametric tests are called association test. Relationship tests are called as a parametric test. This is the way they may generally they notify. Generally, they may classify also. So these are all the points I want to discuss, and these are all the diagrams talks about what type of analysis you have to use based on your data variable categories and other thing. Take the screenshot. Later you can refer it. I don't want to explain one by one. And these are all the some books, eye opener really for me in my earlier stage of learning statistics, and get the clarity over the concepts and interpretation part. All my humble suggestion, this is not my book, and what I learned from the different book I am showing here. Don't purchase this book immediately. Take the first introductory statistics book. The flow and other things are comfortable for you, you can continue. Otherwise, you can drop it. Fine. And these are all the sub web links I want to share to you all. Here you will get some idea about that basic concept of statistical terms. That is very important, because sometimes it's a confusing. Confidential interval, confidential level. In the beginning stages of my learning, I confused with this two terminology. I feel this both are same. Likewise, many of them we will get confused with the independent sample and independent variable. Is it right? So these type of clarification, get ideas through the glossary of statistics. This link you may get almost many of the statistical terms will be explained clearly, and you can use that annotated output of the statistical test of different software is given here in the output link. You can check it out. If you require, I can share you a little later to your coordinator. Later, you may get it done in your WhatsApp group also. With these notes, I will stop here. I'm already overeating of the time, so I'm going to demonstrate what we are planning today. Is it right? Any questions will be there. Please keep it with you. At the end of the session, we will discuss. Sure. I will provide a time. Thank you so much. Shall we move to the next one? Demonstration. With your permission. Fine. Some of them raising their hands. I will take it as a concern. Fine. So I hope you may get that our Jamovi. Is it right? I hope you install. Kindly open it. I am having a different version. You may have a different version. Not an issue. You can please open it your Jamovi. Parallelly, I want to introduce my data set. Please kindly open your Excel also. Excel file also. What I am showing here. In that Excel file, I am having four different sheets are there. Is it right? Are you able to see the four? Are you able to see my Excel sheet? There are four different sheets are there. First one is the data sheet. This is a usual method. And second one is a coding, because here given a data in a code form, 1, 2, like that. So what is mean by 1? What is mean by 2? What is mean by this number? This all explanation I am given here as a coding sheet. And the third sheet talks about some exercises for our practice. These are all the exercises we are going to plan to exhibit or show in the Jamovi software for you all. And the last sheet is called a Google Sheet. Sometime nowadays, the people is collecting a data from the Google Sheet. Is that right? So they collect the data. You will get the data like this. So how you can use the same thing for your further analysis, that we are going to discuss. Is it right? Is it right? So I hope now your Jamovi I hope right now your Jamovi software will be open. Don't afraid, I am having a lot of add-ins. I am having. That's why I will give the many menus. You got a little less menus. Is it right? You got the little less menus. Okay. So don't worry about key. How you can add most of the models in this plus symbol. Are you able to see here in the plus symbol? Are you able to see the plus symbol here in your screen?
Yes, sir.
You click that plus symbol, go to the manage install. Go to the managed install. Here click available. Here you can type and you install the additional packages. You can install the additional packages. Very well, you want to install one package, VIJI plot. I already installed VIJ plot. This software this model you want to install. For UCA, it will be under available. For I am already installed. That's why it will be available for me in the installed header. For UCA, it will be available under the available. The code is called VIJ plot. VIJ plot. Is it right? Are you installed? Are you installed? Fine. Because this will help you to give a lot of plots. After installation, you will get the menu here, VJ plot, in this place under the plots. Okay. Here many menus will be there. It will be useful highly. Okay. Many charts and graphs. You can make wonderful graphs here. Okay. I will show you some of the things. Okay. Fine. So can I load the data for you? How to load the data here? Simple. There's a two-way coding sheet you can load and you can decode it. That is one way. What you can do is, first you can select the data set here, press the save button like this, because if you can keep first sheet in Excel active, keep the first sheet in Excel active, then only you will get the first sheet will be loaded. Otherwise it will be difficult. Go here, open, PC you choose, browse, choose the location where your file is. For UCA desktop, for me I am storing in a different place. I just go my location, I choose the data. Once I can choose the data, my data will be loaded like this. My data will be loaded like this. Okay. How to do a coding? It's not a SPSS, it's a Jamovi. It's a highly user friendly. You double click here. This is the variable name. First variable. First variable is what? Gender. First variable is what? Gender. So what I can do is I rename the variable gender. And gender is a nominal variable, ordinal variable. SPSS ka we are using scale. That scale will be called here continuous. The scale will be called here continuous. That's all. Nominal variable. 1 stands for male. I can replace here. 2 stands for female. I type like this. Coding will be done. You can see here. Now 1 and 2 will be converted in the coding, male and female. Similarly, if you want to do the coding for a Q2, double click in the Q2 in this place. Please see my cursor. Black cursor will come, then double click. This window will open. Here the Q2. Q2 is a, check the coding sheet. Q2 is a age group. Q2 is a age group. Q2 is a age group. 1 stands for less than 30 years. 2 stands for 30 to 40 years. And 3 stands for above 40 years, I think. Yes. 3 stands for above 40 years. And then click outside. Sorry. Above 40 years. And click outside. So my coding will be done. Got it? I hope those are aware about the SPSS. Now, what is the beauty of the software you may aware about? Is it right? Can you share your feedback? Compared to SPSS, coding will be easier here or not?
Coding will take much lesser time here.
Yes. That's why I personally like this more. And more or less, this is the open source, free open source. We don't want to crack the software. We don't want to do anything unethically in our research. It's freely available. We can download and use it. And officially, we can declare in our research paper, we are using this software. Fine. So these are all the way we can load it. And another one way is there. You can see there. Straight away, we can load our coded Google Sheet. If you are downloading a data from the Google, you can straight away, you can load it. So now I will active my Jamovi sheet, save here in the Excel. And I go back. Again, I will go to open the file. Now I load it. You can see now, default coded sheet is open. Is it right? All coded sheet you got it. Is it right? So I want to show my variable here. These are all my variables. Gender, age group, educational qualification, experience in years, financial knowledge score, and financial satisfaction score. I'm having something. So based on that only I'm going to analyze. Okay. Now we want to do a variable measurement conversion. Variable measurement conversion. Kindly help me. Gender. What type of variable measurement it is? Nominal, ordinal, or scale?
Nominal.
Nominal. Nominal, ordinal, or scale? It's a nominal. Fine. Can you help me? What is the age group? Nominal, ordinal, or scale?
Ordinal.
Ordinal. Because we can able to order it. That's why it's an ordinal variable. What about the educational qualification?
Ordinal.
Ordinal variable. You can make a order it. Ordinal. Experience.
Ordinal.
Again is ordinal. We can convert into ordinal. What about that financial knowledge score?
This is continuous scale.
Continuous scale. That is what we call scale variable. And then we can go to the financial satisfaction score.
Continuous.
This is also a continuous variable. So we can do that. And one important question will come. Some of the continuous variable we want to convert into a categorical variable. For example, we are having a financial knowledge. This is in a score. This you want to convert into level of financial knowledge. You want to convert this score into a level of financial knowledge. What is this level? High, moderate, low. High financial knowledge, moderate financial knowledge, low financial knowledge. Means you want to convert your scale variable into a categorical variable. You want to convert your scale variable into a categorical variable. Okay? Means in a literal sense, you want to convert your scale variable into a ordinal variable. Scale variable into a ordinal variable. For example, sometime you want to calculate the association. Their level of knowledge and their gender ka any association is there or not. Their educational qualification and their level of satisfaction ka any association is there or not. You want to study this type of question. This type of research question means you required a level. So you convert the score into a level. You convert the score into a level. For that in SPSS, you may have a function called visual binning. Earlier version of this Jamovi, that function is not available in the Jamovi. Recently, they introduced that function. under the different add-in. If you want to get that add-in, you want to install one more package. The package name is called Clinico Path. The package name is called Clinico Path. Clinico Path. If you want to see, I will just zoom it. You can see the last one. Clinico Path. Categorize continuous variable. One option is there. This will not available in your machine because you are not adding this particular Clinico Path analysis. Once you add in this Clinico Path analysis in your Jamovi, then you will also get this menu. Is it right? You know very well how to add the model. The Clinico Path is one of the model. You can add it later and you can do it. On behalf of you, I will show you how we can do that. I'm going to categorize. Financial knowledge score, I want to convert into 3 groups. Here many types of breaking will be there. I'm going to use equal interval or quantile breaking you can use, or manual breaking is also there. You can give like yourself. Mean plus standard deviation, median split, this all will be there. So you can see the median split. This is the median split. 3 way it will be divided. 3 groups, 3 breaking point will happen. Okay. Manual breaking also we can give. And then quantile break also we can do that. So whatever you require, you can apply it. Okay. I can do it one more time. Go to analysis. Here it is it will come categorization. So I newly added this particular variable. Yeah. So now I'm going to categorize it. Quantile, but I want 3 category, high, moderate, low. That's why I will give 3 category. So now high, low, moderate will come. Now I want a label. So what type of label I want? Low, medium, high. This way I want. I can keep this. And I give a variable name is called level of financial knowledge score. Financial knowledge score. Level of financial knowledge score. New variable I want to create. And you click add categorized variable into a data. I click this. I click this button. I click this button. Now you go and see the data. One category will be created for me. One category is created for me. Got it? Got the point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Similarly, you can create a categorization for satisfaction also. I make it a two categorization. Satisfaction ka. I will make a equal interval, 2 categories. Okay. At the same way we can do it, 2 categories. I can give a number, otherwise I can give a high low. Better if it is less than this, you can give a number and give a variable called level underscore satisfaction. I hope it's showing some problem. Give me a minute. Quantile, yeah. Quantile to number, level of satisfied. Add the category. Now we can go and see here. One minute. It's not. I do it one more time. Analysis, categorization. This variable, satisfaction, I transferred here. Now I want only 2 categorization. And I want a number. And the variable name is level financial satisfaction score. add the variable, and come and see the data here. You will get the variable 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So I will code it here. 1 for, you can code here. You can code here. 1 for low, 1 for low satisfied, 2 for high satisfied. Otherwise, what you can do is, there itself you can code it. This way, low and moderate, or custom label you can give. Custom label. Low, comma high. Here the financial variable, low, high. It's a two classification. That way also you can give, and variable name is category of financial satisfaction score. Add the variable. You can see the data. I hope now you may be able to see that. Low, high will come. Low satisfaction, high satisfaction. Low satisfaction, high satisfaction. So this way easily categorize. Now we can go one by one the question. In my Excel sheet, you may have a questions. Is it right? Okay. Can you come with the fourth question? What is the fourth question? Test whether significant difference between the gender in regard to the financial knowledge. Whether their financial knowledge ka any significant difference is there or not. You want to study. Okay. This is your research question, or this is your objective. You want to study that. So what do you have to do for this? Here you see two variables. What are the variables? One is a gender. Another one is a financial knowledge. Gender is what measurement of variable? Nominal variable. Financial knowledge is what measurement of variable? Scale variable. Okay. And you can see here, this is belongs to dependent sample or independent sample. You are collecting a financial knowledge from the male also, female also. This is a dependent sample or independent sample?
Dependent.
How do you say it is a dependent sample? Dependent means male performance will influence the female performance. Is it like that?
No, sir. No.
Then it is an independent sample. When it is an independent sample, then what is the next question you have to see? In the population, how many groups are there? Gender ka how many groups are there? Gender ka how many groups are there? Male, female, two groups.
Two groups.
Okay. So in the gender ka two groups is there. It is an independent sample. So independent sample means obviously we are using a independent sample test. Independent sample test ka two groups only there. Then what we will use? We will use the t-test. T-test. Very good. T-test or ANOVA? T-test. Because when it is a 3 more than 2 group, we will use a ANOVA. Okay. Now we will go. We want to use the t-test. We want to use the t-test. Come to our Jamovi. Come to our Jamovi. Go to the analysis. You can see t-test is there. You can see t-test is there or not?
Yes, sir. It's there.
Go to the t-test. T-test ka what do you want to do? Independent t-test, paired t-test, or one sample t-test? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Independent sample means independent
t-test.
T-test. Dependent sample means paired t-test. Dependent sample means paired t-test. Okay. So now we want to use the independent t-test. Go to the independent t-test here. This is our independent t-test. Is it right? Fine. So what is our dependent variable here? Dependent variable is a financial knowledge score that you transfer here. Then what is our grouping variable? What way you want to see the reference? Gender ka any difference is there or not? Gender ka any difference is there or not? You transfer here. Obviously, you will get the result, but you should not interpret the result like this. You should not interpret the result like this. You may see here in my right hand side, you will get the result. Is it right? Is it right?
Yes, sir.
This you should not interpret right now. Before we are interpreting this, we want to see the assumptions. In your left hand side, you can see assumption checkings. The left hand side, you see assumption checkings.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
First, what we have to check is normality test. You see, you will get the normality test here. You see the normality test here. Is it right? You got the normality test?
Yes, sir.
Whether this sample is normal or not normal. For that, you have to see the p-value. Here, please write down, please mark down normality test ka. Normality test ka hypothesis, null hypothesis is data are normally distributed. Normality test ka null hypothesis, data are normally distributed. Alternative hypothesis is data are not normally distributed. Data are not normally distributed. This is the hypothesis for normality testing. This is the hypothesis for normality testing. You got the point here? Fine. So now you can see here p-value is less than 5%. P-value is less than sharp weeks. You can see that p-value is less than 5%. Then what is the meaning? Null hypothesis is rejected. Data is not normally distributed. 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 When the data is not normally distributed, we don't want to check the next test. What is the next test? Homogeneity test. That you don't want to do that. Simply you can go to the equivalent non-parametric test. Equivalent non-parametric test. It's called Mann-Whitney U test. You remove the student t test and you choose Mann-Whitney U test. Now you interpret this result. Now you interpret this result. Before that, you can see the descriptive statistics also. Before that, you have to see the descriptive statistics also. Okay, this is the graph of the descriptive statistics. This is the what is the mean of the female, what is the mean value of mean knowledge of the male. Any significant difference is there. That's why we are checking. You see, male ka mean is 17.5. Female ka mean is 24.2. Obviously, female is having more knowledge, financial knowledge compared to the male, according to my sample. According to my sample. This we want to prove with statistically. That's why we are checking the hypothesis testing. For that, you can see here, normality is not there. That's why straight away we are going a Mann-Whitney test. Okay, sir, if the normality is there, sir, then what I will do? If normality is there, then you come to the homogeneity test. In case normality is there, then you come to the homogeneity test. You can see here homogeneity result. You can see the homogeneity result. If the homogeneity is there, if the homogeneity is there, you can see here homogeneity is there. Homogeneity is there because here the p-value is not less than 5. If it is less than 5, homogeneity is not there. If greater than 5, homogeneity is there. Okay. So we consider homogeneity is there. If the homogeneity is there, then only we can use a student t-test. Please simply keep it in your mind. These are all the conditions. Normality is there, homogeneity is there. Then you have to use the student t-test. Normality is there, homogeneity is there. You have to use the student t-test. Okay. Normality is not there. Normality is there. Homogeneity is not there. Normality is there. Homogeneity is not there. Then you have to use this Walls, WELCH, Walls test. Are you able to see in the left hand side of my screen? Walls test. This you have to use. We should not use the independent t-test. Normality is there. Homogeneity is not there means you have to use the Walls test. Okay, sir. Normality is not there. Normality is not there means you don't want to check the homogeneity. Straight away go to the assumption-free test. That is a non-parametric test. Mann-Whitney test. Mann-Whitney test. You have to apply this Mann-Whitney test. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Similarly, you can come back to this question. You want to test the association between the gender and financial satisfaction. Gender and financial satisfaction. Here the word is called association. Association means both are ordinal or nominal variable. Both are ordinal and nominal variable. We want to check the association. We don't want to check the relationship. We don't want to check the relationship. We want to check the association. Is it right? So in the association means we want to use association ka. You can come here. Frequency is there. Under the frequency, you can see independent sample chi-square test. Independent sample chi-square test. You can choose here. What is your variable? You want to see about the gender, row, financial satisfaction. Financial satisfaction in the column. Now you can see here, you will get your chi-square test. What is there, the chi-square test? Highly associated. Highly associated. Okay. And here the remaining test will be there. You can choose gamma. Nominal variable means pi and pi we have to use. Ordinal means candidal T. These are all additional tests. And if you want to do a post hoc test also, it is available. You want to do a post hoc test for a non-parametric test. These are all in SPSS class still will be available in a different location. Otherwise, you have to write the syntax for this. Otherwise, you have to write the syntax for the SPSS. But whereas in the Jamovi, everything will be available in a one screen. For example, same thing you may think about in the SPSS. If you want to do a parametric test, for that one screen we have to go. Non-parametric test, different screen. If you want to check the assumption, normality is there or not, for that one menu. Homogeneity ka another menu. Like that we have to go a different menu. But in the Jamovi, what are the things are required for the one particular test? It will be grouped very meaningfully and kept it under one screen. Kept it under one screen. That is the most interesting feature in the Jamovi, creating interest towards me to learn that part. Similarly, we can go to the question number 6. Age group wise financial knowledge ka any difference is there or not? Age group wise. Because age group is means we will go and use the ANOVA. Because age group 3 groups are there. Go to the ANOVA. You can see here one-way ANOVA. You can go inside. What is our dependent variable? Financial knowledge score. What is our grouping variable? Age group. But we should not discuss the result immediately. What we want to do? We have to see the descriptive chart, descriptive plot, and a descriptive table. Okay. We confirm, yes, some mean difference is there. This will be statistically proved. For example, if you are seeing a mean table, descriptive table, all the means are very close. All the means are very close. Only decimal difference is there. Only the decimal difference is there. In that point, there is no meaning to run the hypothesis test. Okay, for the more confirmation, more robustness, you can run it. Nobody can stop. Nobody can say that is an error. Okay, okay, fine. So it's have a slight difference is there. So we want to confirm with the statistical hypothesis testing whether the difference is a true or not. For that, we are checking a normality here. What happened? Yes, again normality is there, it says. Again, it says normality is there. Because the p-value is less than 0.5. That's why normality is not there. Normality is not there. Because our null hypothesis, data are normally distributed is rejected. Data are not normally distributed is rejected. That's why what we have to do is, we cannot use the one-way ANOVA because it's a parametric test. We should not use this. What we can do is, we have to go back to the ANOVA menu, choose the one-way ANOVA Kruskal-Wallis test. Non-parametric Kruskal-Wallis test. Kruskal-Wallis test. You have to choose this and you have to run it. Okay. Here also the same condition. Check the normality. If normality is not there, straight away go to the Kruskal-Wallis test. Okay, sir, I am checking normality. Normality is there. Then we can go to the second assumption, homogeneity. Normality is there. Homogeneity is not there. Normality is there. Homogeneity is not there. Then what I will do? We have to use the Walls test. We have to use the Walls test. Okay. What we want to do is, normality is there. Homogeneity is not there. Then we have to use the Walls test. Okay, sir. I am checking the assumption. Normality is also there. Homogeneity is also there. Then you can use the Fisher's test. In the right hand side variance, you can see Fisher's test. You have to use the one-way ANOVA Fisher's test. Okay. When both assumptions are true. When both assumptions are true. Is it? I hope I can do some justification. I can stop here and I can ready to clarify your queries and questions if any, because 12 o'clock it's your end time. Is it right? Or otherwise I can go little extra mileage, means I can ready to do that. Organizers, kindly guide us.
Sir, our time is till 12 o'clock. Let me check with the participants. If they are interested to stay for another 10 to 20 minutes extra, then we can have a extended session.
Yeah, sure.
Sir,
Up
we
to
are
the-
ready to stay. You can proceed for another 15 to 20 minutes if possible.
Yeah, sure. I will go through that. That is not an issue. In the meantime, first we will clarify your doubts. If any queries and questions is there, we will finish. Then I will have some extra add-on components I will talk to you. Or you want to do anything specifically, you can tell me, I will do that.
We'll
Sir,
take up questions now,
using-
sir.
Yes. We will 10 minutes we will finish, and then 12:05 we will go for a question. Then we will go 10 minutes again for some add-on things we will talk about.
Sir, can we do SCMs using
Yes, very well. We can do Jamovica SPS. I can show you. You can go here. This is, you can see the composite SEM is there. You can install some add-ons. Okay, that add-on names is called as, 1 minute, I will, this GAMLJS, General Analysis for Linear Model. Here also you can do a lot of moderated, mediated analysis. And one more thing is there, mid-mode analysis. Yeah, this is what they call mid-mode.
So these
This
are the two packages which we have to
Add-ins.
install.
Yes,
Add-ins.
add-ins. And you can see here SEMka separate thing is there.
Okay.
SEM IJ. These are all we can do. These all packages you can additionally install, means you can able to do a SEM mediator, moderated analysis. These all.
Yes, sir. Sir, in the end, if time permits, please demonstrate one SCM analysis, one simple SCM analysis.
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not sharing.
Separate session on structural
Separate session
equation
will be there.
modeling
They will do.
tomorrow. So separate session is there on structural equation modeling. Don't worry. We can do it on tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
We don't have time to compute structural equation modeling. It takes at least 1 or 2 hours.
It will take.
Basic concept itself. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Any other queries or questions?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So if it is not there, I'm planning to do it a little bit extra. This is talks about that because some basic matters. It's not. I'm not going to talk about very advanced matters kind of thing. You may know Likert ranking statements, Likert scale statements. Sometimes you are collecting some Likert statements. if you want to do some analysis, or if you want to do some visualization on Likert scale, because many of the social science research leads on Likert scale. Many of the questions will come in a Likert scale. So in that point, how you can tackle that type of questions, how you can manage that type of questions, okay, how you can analyze that questions, okay, that I want to share you. You can see here for this package, I already said Vij plots. In this Vij plots, you can have a Likert plot. This is a very beautiful add-in here or menu here. It will do a lot of wonders related to a simple Likert scale statements. For that, I will open the ready-made data set for your easy understanding. I am opening some ready-made data set and I proceed for you. Okay. So if you have your own data set, you can try it in little later. If you have any queries or questions, I am very welcome. Later the session, or you can contact me. You can get my details from our coordinator, and you can inquire me. Fine. So how we can for that data set, what I will do is I'm opening some data set related to a plot. It talks about, yeah. Sorry, this is not that. Open data library Likert scale. Fine. This is talks about the Likert scale. So this is the response of the Likert scale question. This is the response of the Likert scale question. You can see here some categorical variable is also there. You can analyze and you can make this type of graph. Are you able to see the graph now? Are you able to see the graph?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This type of wonderful graph, you can make it even a simple Likert scale questions. And also, here also, what you can do is, here also you can do a lot of analysis. You can see here. Here also, they are using a Mann-Whitney U-test. Here also, they are using a Mann-Whitney U-test. Because what they do is, they want to test male responses is there, female responses is there, any significant difference in the male responses and female responses. For that, they are using a Mann-Whitney U-test, and they talk about that. What is that? So you can see a p-value. What it says, there is a significant difference. There is a significant difference. It talks about that male responses and female responses, because many of the females disagreeing. Here you can see many of the males are agreeing. So that's why these are all the way you can come to the wonderful conclusions by using this type of tools. Okay. If you want, really, I can show you how we can do it one more time also. Okay. I can load it freshly. Okay. So once you can go to the Likert plot, go to that Vij Likert plot, you click, you will get this type of window. Then what you can do, you can take the question, what way it want to classify, that also you can give. Male and female, it will be classifying like this. Okay. Similarly, you want ascending order, descending order. You want to compare some statistical test. P-value you want to adjust or not adjust. Better you have to use the adjusted p-value only, because that it's a non-parametric. That's why you can use like that. It will be very helpful for you. And you can change the design also here, and axis, plot cut title. These all you can customize here. And simply you can copy this data and you can paste it wherever you require. And that is, I'm wondering here, there is a lot of data visualization is there in this Jamovika, and free of cost almost. That is very useful thing. And whatever
copy these diagrams, just right click and copy.
Yeah, just right click and copy. That's all. You want to export, you can export as an image.
Yes.
You just copy here and go to the Word, and you want to paste. Same thing, the tables also. Same thing, the table also you can do that. For example, the statistical result you want, you can simply copy and you can paste it there. That's all. You will get like that.
Yes, yes, sir.
And simply you want a copy of the table, you can copy the table here, same format. And more or less, this is the APA format of the table. That is the beauty again. The results are coming with the APA format.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you need not to, because some journals, they want the tables in the APA format. You don't bother about key. Again, you have to sit and convert your tables, normal table, into a APA format. It's not required. By default, it is the results are coming in a APA format. So these are all the way you can explore here. You can go to this plot. There is a lot of plots are there. And one more thing I want to talk about, that multi-response questions. One more things I want to go to tell about key multi-response question. That is also a very important thing. Okay, I can show you the multi-response question. 1 minute. Again, I will load one more data set for you. Either multi-response is there or not. I don't know that. Okay, I'm not here. The multi-response question is not there. I don't have a data with that. Yeah. Multi-response, I will just explain what is a multi-response question. For example, if you are collecting, how do you aware about in certain things? For example, if you want to know that one college, how do you came to know that this college? They may mention the different sources. I came to know by internet. I came to know by my friends and family. I came to know by my seniors. Like that, many options they will give. These are all you want to calculate the percentage. Which source will giving a highest awareness? These type of things you can made it in a multiple response. When you are download the data straight away from the Google, when you want to download the data straight away from the Google, the multi-response value means you can use this multi-valued variable. Multi-varied variable. Sometimes we want a dummy variable. Dummy variable manner means 0, 1. We will convert. If they tick the option, we will give 1. If they will not tick the option, we will mark 0. In that scenario, we have to use this one. In that scenario, we have to use this. Okay. So these are all there. And one more thing I forgot to tell that related to our analysis. Here in the non-parametric test, we can go for a post hoc analysis also. For example, this is our data set. We can go to the analysis one way or another, because our data is not normally distributed. That's why we want to go to the age group and then financial knowledge ka any difference is there or not. You can see here that they talk about the difference. Okay, what it says? There is no significant difference on the financial score based on the age, because our null hypothesis is unable to reject. Null hypothesis is unable to reject. That's why post hoc is not applicable. What I can do is I can check with the experience. Yeah, you can see here, based on the experience, knowledge score is different. Based on the experience, knowledge score is different. Then what we can do is we can go for a one step ahead. That is what they call a post hoc analysis. You can see this is the post hoc analysis. Okay, difference is there. Now we are planning to group. For example, 6 years to 15 years, 5 years. This two group ka, any difference is there? No difference. But 6 years to 15 years, above 15 years, there is a significant difference. Similarly, less than 5 years, greater than 15 years, that people is also having a significant difference. That group is also having a significant difference. But mid-age and low age, there is no significant difference. So this is the point we came to know that with the help of post hoc analysis, that is they called as peer-wise comparison. This peer-wise comparison only possible when your null hypothesis is rejected. Null hypothesis is rejected. Okay. So here you can see that our null hypothesis. What we are claiming is, according to the experience, knowledge is there is no significant difference on mean financial knowledge score based on their experience. That is our null hypothesis. That is rejected. That is rejected. Means based on their experience, knowledge score is changing. Okay. Then we have to check if any three groups are there, peer-wise we are comparing. This is nothing but again a t-test kind of thing. Again a Wilcoxon test kind of thing. Again a Wilcoxon test kind of, Crystal-Wally test kind of thing. Okay. So you can see here, this is a test, is another component. Junction test, they may call it junction pairwise test. This is DeVos steel test, they called it. Mostly this test, they may denoted by DSCF test. In some of the research paper, you may see that this DSCF test they mention. This DSCF test is this test. Is a non-parametric test ka post-hoc. Similarly, parametric one-way ANOVA ka post-hoc is there. Junction test, other test will be there. You can see there in the ANOVA. You can see there in the ANOVA. You can see here. These are all the post-hoc tests. Ducky test. Okay, like that. So these are all in the afternoon session. Other resource person may handle it for you. Similarly, you don't feel key. Only the parametric test is having a post-hoc test. Even non-parametric test is also having a post-hoc. That is the point I want to highlight here now. Okay, with your permission, I stop here. If you have any queries or questions, I'm ready to answer. Or you can take my thing. This is my affiliation detail and then contact details. If you have any queries or questions, please text me in the WhatsApp. This is all my WhatsApp number also. And this is my email ID. Anyone you can contact. Any queries, questions, I'm ready to answer. Not now, even later also. But please introduce yourself. I'm attending so-and-so workshop, like that. So I can easily connect with you regarding that.
Sir, this input files have to be stored in the form of Excel sheet only.
No, other format is also allowed. Even CSV file will also allowed, and then even your SPSS file will also open. It will be accepted many formats.
Okay, okay, sir. Sir, and we can store in any folder, and then we have to
You can
use
see
this
here.
option.
You can see here. These are all the list of files supported by the Jamovi.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes.
you can keep any type of file, SAS file, JAS file, Excel file, SPSS file,
Yes, yes, sir.
all files, all files will be supported. Sorry, ma'am. I missed out your second question.
No, sir. This is the only doubt I had. Your session is very informative, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Any queries and questions in the question in this chat box?
Participants, if you have any queries, please post. Sir is taking beyond his time.
Okay. Sir is insisting that.
Yes.
Fine, fine. I'm just kidding. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for all the participants for patiently listening.
Scholar coordinator to
Yes,
propose.
sir. Yes, sir. Since we have come to the end of this session 8, I'll just propose a vote of thanks regarding this session. And I would like to thank Dr. Muthu Pandian for putting effort in acquainting your knowledge and years of experience to us. And even though with a very short period of time, you could demonstrate Jamovi software and running us hands on different types of analysis. We once again thank you for your valuable time, and I hope we hope that we can join more of a session in the days to come. And with that, we end the session 8. Session 9 will resume on 1:30 p.m. sharp, and I request all the participants to fill up the feedback form as well as the attendance form, and see you after lunch.
Thank you for the
Muthu Pandian
organizers.
sir,
And the
thank you very much for
Thank you.
your
Thank you, Rajesh sir.
informative
Thank you, sir.
session.
Thank you, sir.
And if possible, please share your slides and relevant materials, sir. We
Yeah,
will
yeah,
post-
sure. If you want, I can share that, that what PPT I am showing, I will share the same thing.
Additional material apart from